All right, guys, can you start with your names and your brands? Give me a quick overview.
Yeah, so I'm Elliot. This is Ben. We started our brand Side Effects, which is a all natural mushroom complex supplement. Yeah, we've got our manufacturer in America now. We've started by drop shipping, white labeling our capsules, and yeah, and the actual product itself is called the Superhero.
Love that, bro. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Before we came into contact, where were you with the product and the brand and e-com? Like, were you completely new? Was this something you've done before? Just giving a bit of an idea.
Yeah. I mean, we'd thought about getting into e-com for a while, but never really taken action. I think coming from an event background, we wanted to do something that allowed us to be more flexible, make money online. And yeah, I mean, especially living in Bali, meeting so many people in e-com, it kind of intrigued us. And then, of course, meeting you was kind of like the final straw, but for us to take action. Obviously, speaking to you and your success and just having those conversations, it kind of led us to go down that path.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, we had absolute no knowledge on e-com at all. We didn't really know anything, to be honest, other than we knew that it could make money.
Mm-hmm. I remember one of the first conversations where you came to me with like this custom capsule and everything, where it's like perfectly curated.
Yeah.
How viable is that? How viable is this? What's your thoughts on that in retrospect? Do you think you've gone around things the right way? Because we did start with drop shipping as opposed to going custom formula.
Yeah, and I definitely think it was the best approach to go down, because like you said, like you've learned from your mistakes when you did that in the past, and like obviously I think everyone wants to jump in by having a beautiful looking product and having it exactly how you need it. But yeah, I definitely think drop shipping is definitely the way to go when you're first starting out. Less risk involved, and yeah,
I think ultimately it's why we went down the mentorship path, because like I guess that naivety of us thinking like we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but in reality, once we had spoken to you and you kind of, you know, from your experience explain these things, it's like, oh, okay, like it doesn't make sense for the amount of money it's going to take, the risk involved. So I think that in itself is one of the most valuable things, is just having a mentor like yourself allows us to sort of save time, save money, and ultimately just have a clear path of where we want to go.
Yeah, it's always establishing product market fit as the first port of call, because even with your current products, you could have custom formulated this and got something within like an 80-90% fit, and then launched, and then you still realize, okay, actually the real work starts now, right? Whereas the way you've done it is you've leveraged time, expertise, the whole label regulation side of things, the supply chain, so you can literally just be plug and play. You just need to build a structure, which is pretty much what we did straight away, right?
Yeah.
How did how was your first week when you launched? How did that go? And also, what were you expecting?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we weren't expecting very much, especially from speaking to other people who've been in e-com and perhaps even yourself. Like most people said, you probably weren't expecting to make any sales in the first few weeks. Depends. Well, it obviously depends on what you're selling and how we're marketing it. But yeah, we didn't have any expectation, but we were pleasantly surprised because we already had started having a few sales, didn't we, when we first launched. So
yeah.
I think we've also been quite confident with the brand we put together. I mean, like we've meticulously gone through it, and we do genuinely believe that we've got a solid concept. So I think I think it's important, if you're going to start anything, to really believe in what you're doing ultimately. And then I think we do with Side Effects.
Yeah, I agree. And committing to it for the long term as well. Committing to doing the work. What was your biggest block when we first met? Like, what was your biggest limiting belief?
I think just our lack of knowledge on everything, especially from, I would say, the systems, the back ends, actually understanding how e-com works. So, because from the front side of things, okay, you have a website, you're selling the people pushing out ads. That's quite common knowledge, I guess, now. But well, actually putting it together and all these little things in the background.
I think just the systems itself.
Yeah. What would you say your biggest learning was?
That's a good question.
I think for me, I think naively, I thought like things would be a lot smoother, but I like anyone that has any kind of business or, works within business, like it never is smooth, and there's always going to be hurdles. And I think just anticipating these things And when it happens, it's just how you bounce back and how you deal with it. So I think just generally just all the hiccups and like setting up a bank and then having problems with that, having problems with Meta. I think the biggest learning curve is just like how to deal with these things and move forward.
Yeah. Did you to solve all of those problems as well?
Yeah, we've solved all of those problems.
Yeah. Look,
I'm sure there's going to be many problems to come in the future, and it's just one of those things you deal with it and you learn from it and you grow.
Yeah, absolutely. What are your plans for the future? Where are you taking the brand?
I think at the moment, obviously, we're just focusing on the one product.
Yeah.
But we see it as a brand that could be more than just supplements. We see it as like a brand in general, and a sort of could be even like a lifestyle brand. And we could be selling other things potentially like merchandise. Obviously, more products eventually. But I think obviously after speaking to yourself, you made it clear that it's better just to start small. Focus on one thing and grow from there, not try and complicate it. But I think the brand itself has a lot of potential, because when you look at the market, there's virtually no one kind of going down that same approach. And I think if we execute it the right way, I think we could really stand out and become a big player in the health and wellness industry.
You guys got some really good feedback there from Shopify as well in the early days.
From what, Shopify directly, you mean?
And that chat support, I remember it was quite good.
Yeah.
What did they say?
I can't remember word for word, but basically, dealing with an issue, Shopify. I forgot what it was, but when I was speaking to the support, like she just kept. I think on about 4 occasions she mentioned how good our website looked and the product, and which is nice to hear. I mean, at the time I was just wanting to sort the problem itself, but it was good to get feedback directly from Shopify.
Yeah, it's good, and she didn't need to do that as well, I guess.
Of course, yeah.
Good validation. You're on the right path. What would you say to someone thinking about joining the program or the mentorship?
I would 100% say, like, I've actually even said it to friends myself, that like if you are going to jump into something like e-commerce, like for us, the mentorship definitely accelerates everything you need to know. Like like for me, you're just going to save yourself, like you said, time, and you're not basically cutting, so you're not cutting corners, really.
Yeah, and I think obviously I know yourself before we even got into this e-com, like you were looking at e-com yourself, and you were doing like a lot of the YouTube.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of YouTube courses and all these free courses that people were giving out, and they just like, the one that I did, it just didn't really resonate with me. It was kind of just for a very basic. I go on AliExpress, find a winning product, but then I was like, well, how do I do that? You know what I mean? Like, and within the first day of meeting you, like you already gave us 3 or 4 pointers on what type of product to be looking for. You know what I mean? So I feel like, especially having a bit more of a, not a one-to-one, but a bit more of like a intimate mentor
feedback.
It definitely helps a lot more.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, cool. I think that's it. From my side, obviously wish you guys all the best, and we're going to continue to work together in the community. But you've done a fantastic job, guys. I'm excited to see where we can take the brand.